John, looks like we're low on radiation filters. I'm done here. Should I do this now? like real low on radiation filters. Should I resolve this? Jan, would you mind checking our food supply? Jan, I think we need a few more repair kits. Jan, looks like we're low on radiation filters. is this thing?
A custom-built rubidium-infused electromagnetic field generator. Normally, electromagnetic waves operate on a limited frequency spectrum. But with the extreme nature of rubidium particles, the possibilities become infinite. The frequency spectrum can be stretched so that our waves will be able to penetrate all potential landscapes and disturb their magnetic fields. In effect, pulling the proximity plane towards us, just like a magnet.
Really? It's that simple?
I prefer the word elegant, provided it works as expected. It would be much more reasonable to test this theory in a safer environment before putting it to such extreme use.
Whoa, I don't think I've ever seen you this insecure. And we've been through a lot.
This really is no time for malicious remarks, Jan. We are treading on thin ice here. Once activated, the module will start emitting an extremely powerful electromagnetic field affecting not only the outside world, but also inside the base. The effects are hard to predict, but it can be everything from instruments malfunctioning to the entire base being annihilated within minutes.
Sounds encouraging.
Once we turn this thing on and the internal structure materializes, you will need to act quickly. Climb it as fast as you can, penetrate the prism entanglement, place the fragmenting device there, and press start. While you're up there, the rest of us will be fighting to keep the base in one piece. And if there's anything I can tell you for sure, it's that we will not be able to hold the fort for long.
So, I only get one shot.
Exactly. That's why it's vital that we have all hands on deck.
I think we have everyone we need.
And we'll have to be flawlessly prepared. Battery packs, robust radiation protection, abundant repair kits on stock. There'll be no time to resupply, no way for you to come back to the base mid-mission. And no time for the rest of us to take care of anything other than protecting the base from falling apart.
And here I was, thinking you'd give me a pep talk.
Well, you're getting cold facts instead. Here's one crucial point. It will be wisest to start in the morning. We don't know how long it will take you to get up there, and the last thing you'd want to encounter is night radiation on top of that structure.
What if you can't hold it up for as long as I need? And the whole thing dematerializes while I'm up there?
Like I said, you'll need to be fast, and we'll need to be strong.
Right.
When you're ready to start, go to the foot of the structure and call me on the radio. On your signal, I'll activate this beast, and we'll see what kind of hell we've unleashed. To be okay, Jan. We planned as well as we could. You do know we're running out of radiation filters? I'm done here. Should I do this now?
I hate not knowing what someone is plotting behind my back.
All right, I'm ready. Let's get this party started. Jan, it's not looking good down here. The base is under extreme pressure. We have a short circuit in the research lab, and I will need to contain it. We have a surge of electrostatic discharges. The instruments are unstable, but your battery might actually profit from that anomaly. You do know we're running out of radiation filters?
Found the tour already. Dangerous as it sounds, I must say, pretty excited. Found the tour already? Any chance of... The moment you start climbing that tree, we'll be ready.
Imagining myself in a... I'm ready. Let's get this party started.
It's not looking good down here. The base is under extreme pressure. electrostatic discharges. Instruments are unstable, but your battery might actually profit from that anomaly. Up and running. We need more repair kits ASAP.
Damn it! Prism anomaly. I need to press on.
Reporting a fire in my sector. How do I cut it? Now I got a blackout. Gun, we're not gonna hold out for much longer. Get out there and destroy that son of a bitch.
Almost there. What? Come on. Not more anomalies.
Launch the device, quick!
Yes! I made it. Here goes.
Get the hell out of there! It's going to disintegrate! You need to get down now!
No other way down. Holy shit! Talk about a close shave. Okay. Let's see how things are going back at the crib. Welcome back. We did quite well, don't you think? I do this now? Progress with finding the turtle.
Okay, team, we made it. The rescue ship is gonna be able to land.
I have to say, all this time I was trying hard not to think about how much the odds were against us. But we beat them. We beat the odds. It's incredible.
I'm proud to be here with you, right now, in this moment. I'll never forget this feeling. But it's not over yet. There's two things we need to discuss. One, after talking to Maxwell, we decided that it's better for your safety if the crew doesn't know you exist. So, you need to be smuggled on board that ship. Let me get this straight. You want to smuggle us on board that ship? I don't know about you guys, but to me, that has trouble written all over it.
All right. And what about the other thing?
Okay, here comes problem number 2. I learned some disturbing things about Maxwell's experiments, and I'm not sure we can trust him to stick to his word and keep you safe from harm. Which means we might want to think of a way to take control of that ship ourselves. Guide it out of their reach, somewhere they can't find you. Once we land, we'd have to abandon the ship with the Rupidium on board. Allied Corp would find it eventually, but it will buy us time to get you to safety. Sounds risky and surreal. But I don't think Jan would be bringing that up if the threat weren't real.
Interesting. You do know that the crew of that ship will probably be fully armed? Are you willing to confront a military unit? I never said anything about fighting them.
They remember correct.
So, no. So, we could fix.
No. Oh,
We could, but like again, sneak. There's we are not. Let's. Which can we?
yeah.
Yeah. What do you? You started, but you don't. Are you? Don't worry about. Let.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey man, I can see something's upsetting you.
Don't make it worse.
Love the attitude. So what can what do you usually do when you're angry?
Nothing usual about these circumstances. Oh, I don't know, Jan. I try to avoid people who irritate me.
It must be annoying to live in such a confined space. Nowhere to hide.
Yeah, it's so great to be understood. Now, if you'd be so kind as to let me avoid you.
Do you want me to help with that?
I can see you're upset. Well, plenty of reasons to be angry, don't you think?
Yeah. Maybe there's something we could talk about to put your mind at ease?
Put me at ease, huh? I honestly don't remember the last time when I felt fully relaxed. Maybe, yeah, when I managed to talk down a corporate bureaucrat. Sticking it to the bullies always gives me a dopamine boost.
You know what? We should talk over a beer. I'd love to hear all about your victories.
Just be warned, there are many of them.
Any progress with finding the turbo?
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
any chance of reuniting our crew.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
Time to get comfortable in the sarcophagus.
Yes, it's a shame we're leaving. I feel there's more I could have discovered.
to do on Earth.
Maybe, but it might be hard to do in hiding. Without any identity. Something tells me I'm going to look back on this and think of it as the best time of my life. See you on the other side, Jan.
So, it's not goodbye, right? I'm trusting you with my life. Don't fuck it up, okay? You doubting me? Just giving you a little motivational push, in case you were considering other options. Where would you be without us, huh? I would not be aware of so many things about myself, that's for sure. There you have it. Just stay strong out there, and remember, no man is ever just one person. He owes something to every part of himself. I'll keep that in mind. I trust you will. Now, I guess it's time to make myself comfortable in my sarcophagus.
Jan, how are preparations? Is everything ready?
I'm ready.
And your altars? Are they well hidden?
Can I be sure you'll keep your part of the deal? I've talked to Lucas about your experiments. He got all sweaty. You haven't told me everything, have you?
No escaping my mistakes, it seems. Yes, I admit, unfortunate things happened. Very unfortunate. And I regret them deeply. I didn't want anyone to suffer. But it happened. I can't turn back the clock. All I can do, all we can do, is make sure this tragedy doesn't go to waste. We're so close to changing everything for the better. You can't let me down now.
You? What about my altars?
Your altars? I know you've grown close, but you need to think rationally. You know you can't give them a normal life on Earth. You'll never be able to do that. What you can do is make their existence really matter. Not just for you personally, but for a much bigger purpose. That's something we can only do together, you and me. Please, just think about it. Don't let emotions get the better of you.
It's brutal, but deep down, I'm afraid you might be right. I wasn't thinking much about their future when I was creating them.
But you can sense what a transgressive act it was, and you feel the responsibility for it. Deep down, you know what's the most reasonable thing to do, and safest for you.
For me?
Yes. You are aware that if we don't follow this through as planned, I will have to disclose everything to the corporation?
What? No, why?
Because it would be the truth. About you. Using my knowledge against my intentions, taking advantage of my trust to break the law and do something inexplicable for purely selfish reasons. You'd spend a lifetime in jail, be stigmatized by society, and as for your altars, well, like I said, they have no future anyway.
never cooperate with you.
Well, they don't have to know. Whatever promises you made to them, remember, Jan, they are merely quantum simulations of your mind draped in mortal human flesh. You owe them nothing. So I advise you to think this through very carefully. One false move, and you can destroy everything you've struggled for. Or you can come back safely and live your life as you want, a free man. All you need to do is simply smuggle your altars on board the ship as you were told to, and nothing else. Don't overthink it. Do the right thing.
So, this is it. Thanks for saving my life. Being a home for me. For us.
This is the Allied Corp Rescue Squadron at your service, sir.
Hello. You made it.
We made it. Hear that, guys? Praising us for getting here on time. You made it, Dolsky. And we couldn't believe the brief when we read it. How are you feeling, big guy?
Ready to do it all over again, if needed.
What a champ. I wish I'd met you earlier. Operating that base, getting into the other side of the planet, collecting rupidium, all on your freaking own. Yet we've been having heated debates about how you managed it.
I'll tell you more when we land. We'll have a lot of time to talk, right?
Yeah, brace yourself. You better prepare to be the talk of the town. Anyway, you must be beaten. Get that gritty ass of yours on the ship while we run a final checkup on that CB unit. All right, boys and girls. Let's go retrieve some Allied Corp assets. Okay, let's get that rupidium loaded first.
On it, sir. Scanning for contamination. Hey, there's something strange about this one. It's heavier than the bioscanner readings.
Contamination?
I don't know. Organic traces.
Dosky, did you have a cat that climbed into a rupidium arc or anything?
That I know of.
Well, we got something in here. Any explanation you can give me?
Sorry, but no idea.
Seriously? The readings show that there's signs of life inside this crate. And it's considerably heavier than the other ones. We can't just ignore it. You might be a hero, Dolsky, but you need to cooperate.
I don't think I have to explain myself to you. I've done my job, Commander. Now it's time you do yours. If there is anything wrong with that Ark, I'm sure Allied Corp experts on the ground can take care of it. Everything I've collected must be brought back to Earth.
Okay, Dulski. You win. But whatever's in there, that's on you.
What do we do with the readings, sir? You want me to report them?
Do that once we're airborne. Just make sure those containers are sealed tight. You'll get a proper checkup when we land. We gotta clear the base and get out of here. On the double now.
Second thoughts. Let's just see how this plays out. How did I end up here? Was this path just a random sequence of events? Now I know that there's always another way. I've made my choices. Wherever I go, they will be a part of me.
Well, I couldn't hold my eyes blank. This is really exciting. Fans are loving this.
People are protesting against the inaction of the government, but also the Big Six corporations, which, despite public subsidies, have done nothing to solve the global food and water problem. Agatha Wilson, member of the board at Ally Corp, has condemned the violence and denied any responsibility for the attacks. Despite the ongoing fiasco of Ally Corp's space mining mission program, Ms. Wilson has expressed her confidence that finding Rapidium and bringing it to Earth is only a matter of time. Meanwhile, Dr. Terrence Maxwell, who recently left Ally Corp to start his own company overseas, has publicly spoken out about his former employers, calling them incompetent and counter-progressive.
Humanity has always looked to the outside world for solutions to its problems. We call ourselves Homo sapiens, a wise species. But have we reached our limits? What if the wise human could evolve into an inerrant one?
The interview received mixed reactions within the scientific community. We'll be talking about all those controversies to our experts shortly after the break.
Hello?
Jan, are you ready? Your driver should be there any minute.
You didn't have to send a driver for me. I know how to get to the airport.
Come on, you know you need to keep a low profile. Maxwell was very specific about it when he let you travel back to your place. You're gonna have much more freedom once you get back to us.
Yeah, I know. Low profile.
You didn't contact anybody, did you?
Who would I contact?
Fine. So, did you manage to pack all the things you wanted from your apartment?
Yeah. Not so many of them, it seems.
Okay then. Now, just so you know, your new passport is ready. Remember to use that one, okay?
Isn't that a bit much? I mean, I'm not a wanted criminal.
It's Maxwell's request. He wants to be on the safe side. That's why he got you a private charter. They're never too meticulous about those. But officially, you're a dead man, right? Ally Corp can never find out that your spacecraft made it back to Earth with Rapidium.
Is Maxwell planning to pretend forever that he doesn't have it?
I don't know. Maybe you should ask him about his plans. He can't wait for you to get back.
I can't wait to see the results of his work.
Yeah, his new project is everything to him. Maybe they're not making progress as fast as he wished for, but once they get their hands on more Rapidium, Maxwell's new partners are planning to expand their space mining operations in the course of next year. You really should ask Maxwell in person about the details, though.
Fine. I'll talk to him.
I'm sure Lucas will want to fill you in on a lot of things, too. He's settling in at the new office Maxwell prepared for him. Do you want me to set up a meeting between the two of you?
Yeah, first thing. It'll be nice to see him.
Good. He'll be glad. Just got a message from your driver. He's waiting downstairs. You better get going, Jan. Get out of that old cramped apartment and embrace your new, exciting life. You ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.